Good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's video. So I want to talk tonight about hunger, because obviously it's quite a big thing when trying to lose weight. People usually find that they do feel hungry quite often, and obviously that can have an impact on how much you eat, which can have an impact on weight loss. Okay. Now, just a very quick side note, in the title I've put how to reduce hunger when dieting, and I know a lot of people get a bit aggy around the word diet. And a lot of people will say, you know, it's a lifestyle change, not a diet. But whatever you decide to call it, if you're losing weight, you are technically dieting. So, yes, I agree, it has to be a lifestyle change or something that you can do, you know, for a long time. But you are effectively dieting if you're losing weight, okay? So just as a quick side note. Okay, so in terms of reducing hunger, obviously satiety is a huge thing in this. And there is something called a satiety index, where basically they looked at the sort of perceptions of fullness from eating certain types of food. And essentially, protein, water, and fibre were positively associated with perceptions of fullness. So they helped with satiety. So they helped you to feel fuller for longer, which obviously helps to eat less calories, which helps to lose weight, okay? Now, interestingly, fats were negatively associated with satiety. And a lot of the research that I've done on this recently, sort of reading up on sort of nutrition researchers, etc., and a lot of them tend to say that there isn't actually that much research on the effects of fats on satiety, despite what a lot of people will say, okay? And leading on to that, carbs. So a lot of people will also say that carbs make you feel hungry, they don't fill you up. Same with insulin, saying that keeping insulin low helps you to feel fuller. Well, that's not necessarily true. In fact, in the satiety index score, boiled potatoes had the highest satiety index of all the foods on the list. Porridge or oatmeal was third. Apples and oranges were fourth and fifth, which sort of goes past the dogma of carbs make you hungry and they inherently cause you to gain weight, which is a different video in itself, but it isn't true, okay? And so just sort of to get around that, you know, it's not, obviously, it's the type of carbs that you eat. I mean, if you add a bag of Haribo, for example, yes, that's not going to be particularly satiating. But other carbohydrates have found to be satiating, okay? So from sort of a nutrition aspect, like a food aspect, your main goals are protein, fibre and water. So any foods that are higher in protein, water, and water itself, just drinking water has been shown to improve satiety. And then your fibre, so that can include carbs. So carbs are higher in fibre. And then obviously with your water and fibre, you've got things like fruit and veg, okay? Now, what I will say as well, because I know a lot of people, I see a lot of people when they go low carb or they cut carbs out, they say they don't feel as hungry. And again, that's another correlation versus causation, okay? So usually that huge drop in carbs, which people tend to do, you have to bring something up, and they tend to bring protein up, and that's what makes them feel less hungry. It's the fact that they brought protein up, not that they brought carbs down, okay? So again, correlation versus causation. And again, not all carbs, but carbs are mostly higher in fibre, and then your fruits and your vegetables, which are higher in fibre and water, okay? I do want to also talk about a strategy, so an eating strategy, which is basically just slow eating. So we've all probably heard it takes 20 minutes for your brain and your gut to come together and say, hey, we're full. But if you have a look at the majority of your meals, I can probably assume that the majority of you do not spend 20 minutes eating one meal. I know I struggle very much with this, and I've tried to work on this a lot. So just slowing down your eating, even if you have to put your fork down every time you take a bite, or literally leave your food for 5 minutes, okay? Just try it and see how you feel. Slow eating has been shown to improve satiety both during and after eating. Has also been shown to reduce calorie intake, which can be very sort of beneficial should you go to maybe an all-you-can-eat buffet, you know, where you have unlimited amounts of options and you haven't portioned your perfect amount. Just slow your eating down, eat slow, and you probably find that you eat less, okay? So, one thing that I finally want to talk about is that feeling hungry is okay. Okay? If you are losing weight, you are eating less calories than your body needs. So the fact that you feel a little hungry is totally normal, okay? Unless you're blessed with a very small appetite, in which case you may not, but most people aren't, okay? So if you're eating less than what your body needs, it is okay to feel a little hungry sometimes. Now, there's a difference between feeling a little hungry sometimes and feeling ravenous all day, but it's okay to feel a little hungry, okay? Because I think people almost sometimes see hunger as an emergency. It's like, oh my God, if I feel hungry, I'm starving myself. That's not true, okay? For a start, a lot of people are saying now that starvation mode doesn't really exist, especially with eating too little calories. But also, to go into actual starvation mood, you have to eat no food for 72 hours. So comparing that to feeling your tummy rumble a little bit because you haven't had food in 6 hours is a huge leap, okay? It's just not true, okay? And I was actually doing sort of a bit of research for the video tonight, and I saw some guy I follow called Mike Israel, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he posted about this, which I thought was very well timed. And basically he said that hunger is not really a functional guide to tell you when to eat when you're on a fat loss diet. Because hunger itself is designed to prevent you from losing weight. I thought that was a really cool way of sort of summing up this video. It's there to stop you losing weight. So you feeling hungry when you're trying to lose weight is completely normal. Okay, so there's a quick one for tonight, guys. Hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, always feel free to hit the like, comment and share. Always appreciated. It helps to keep me motivated, and it also keeps the video going out to more people, which is obviously my goal. If you're not watching this on my YouTube, do feel free to subscribe on there. Just my name as it is on here, Nathan Bancroft. I put all my videos on there so they're in a nice convenient space for you. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.